Hey guys, we're going to go through 5 things you can implement right away as soon as we finish to improve your life and your family's life.
So this Raising Healthy Families workshop is all about getting back to the basics. And when we think about raising healthy families, this is about everybody in your family unit. So your mom, your dad, your kids, your grandkids. If we're going to be making lifestyle changes, the people that have the biggest long-term success are the ones that are including everybody that has an influence on each other. And it becomes where we get excited to make these changes together because you're going through life with these people. We want to make sure that we're having the best quality of life that we possibly can.
One of the biggest hurdles that we notice when somebody comes in starting out making these changes right off the bat is when they're on an island doing it themselves. They may get through a period of time of phenomenal change. They see improvement in virtually every area of their health. And then because their family's not on board with it, they're fighting an uphill battle. They're just dragging everybody along with it. So when you get everybody in your life on board, it not only creates a level of accountability, it also makes it so much easier because you're all moving in the same direction together. So think about how amazing it is when, for us, our kids eat the same thing we eat. We don't have to cook a separate meal because they don't like vegetables, they don't like whatever. And we deal with and we help a lot of parents work through how they get their kids to eat more vegetables throughout the day consistently. And when you create these habits early on, it just becomes something that just happens as second nature.
Yeah, we're blessed. We have so many adults that we see in our office that we're able to help them overcome health struggles that they've dealt with for years. So same thing for me. I didn't grow up with health as a focus. And so what happened is I didn't think about my health until it was taken away. And that's where most of the people that are coming in our doors, health is not a focus at all. We don't appreciate it. That's with a lot of things in life. We don't appreciate it until it's taken away from us. But they didn't even know that their health was headed in the wrong direction until they hit crisis. Mm-hmm. Because if you look at the definition of health, we base it on how we look or how we feel. So you have people walking around thinking, I look fine, I feel fine, I'm probably fine. And then all of a sudden they have this crisis come and they're like, well, what happened? Where'd this come from? It had been building for years. They just didn't have any idea that it was going on. So we have these people coming in, they're on all these medications, their quality of life has been affected. And when they're finally able to reclaim their health and get off the medications, overcome a diagnosis that they were told they would always have, it's so empowering for them. And the people that have long-term success consistently, it's because their mindset then shifts to, I never want my kids to have to go through the struggles that I went through. Right. I never want my grandkids to have to go through what I went through. And so they become in this state of just wanting so badly their entire family to be on board with these changes because they knew that they didn't realize that a crisis was ready to come until it was there, and they don't want to see their kids or grandkids go through that same struggle. So that's where we see the biggest long-term change is when that mindset shift comes in, that we're doing this together, long-term lifestyle change as a family.
So our challenge is going to have 5 action steps you take, and I just literally while you were talking about implementing change, lifestyle change, seeing a profound change for generations, we're going to call this one the Change Your Family Tree Challenge because it's something that is going to be that impactful if you incorporate this and make it a permanent change in your lifestyle, not just for a week or 2 weeks or a month. It's something that you keep as part of your life forever. You will change your family tree. And I think that that's a really, really profound concept to think about. You have the ability to not only create habits early on in your kids, but then also have grandkids or great grandkids that are born just doing this as second nature.
Yeah, it becomes when health is a focus from a young age, you don't even have to think about it. You just do it. Our 8-year-old, we've always worked out together as a family, so it's just in his mind, families work out together. He doesn't know anything different. He was taught about what foods are, that it's fuel in your body, that you eat to build health. You don't eat things that are going to take away from it. And he assumes that that's just what everybody does. It's just second nature to him. And for us, we both had to go through this period of making it a consistent change. Because I think change in general, change is easy. We talk about change being hard. It's the consistency of change that's hard.
Yeah.
You can change something right now. You can change it and okay, I did it, I changed it. But how long are you going to be able to sustain that change? That's where the struggle really becomes.
But I've always looked at change as something that's easy to do because you just do something different. But where I've struggled is the consistency in keeping it. And when you really think about that, it's not change. It's not changing something unless it's permanent. Because if you do something different and then go right back to doing what you used to do, even if it's 6 months down the road, you didn't really change. You just inconvenienced yourself for 6 months and then you went back to your lifestyle. It's like the people that lose weight, they lose 10, 15, 100 pounds in a 1 year period, and then most of those people go back. Most of those people, it's under 5% of the US population that loses over 50 pounds and keeps it off for a period of 5 years or more. That's a really, really terrible statistic. So in reality, they didn't change anything. They just modified their behavior for a period of time, and then they went right back to where they were.
It's got our way of thinking is what needs to get changed, because you can make this short-term thing that produces a temporary result, but you have to anchor onto what is your reason behind why you need to make a long-term change, why this needs to not just be a temporary thing. So our brain is wired to move towards opportunities. Mm-hmm. It's not wired really to just run away from threats. And I think, we see people all the time that they get, they have a heart attack and then they're really motivated to make these changes because there was kind of like the threat for only a short period of time. But we find that people more long-term succeed when they're looking at the opportunity in it. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna make these changes to set the example for my kids or my grandkids, and I'm gonna make sure that they never have to go through the crisis point that I got through. Yeah. Like that becomes your anchoring into a bigger reason, then that's more than just yourself. It's more than just about you. It's about the change in your generations. And that's what we get so excited about is the health struggles that I had. We're doing things to make our kids' health so much better that I'm excited that down the road, our future grandkids, our family tree is actually getting healthier.
It's going to be a gigantic redwood instead of this like scraggly looking willow tree.
So I was a scraggly willow tree with my health.
Yeah, kind of. I'm the big oak tree. I'm not big. I don't know.
All right. So.
Okay, the challenge. But I want to talk about real quick that idea of people are more likely to move towards something, towards an opportunity, rather than away from a fear or a threat. And that's so powerful. Think of all the bad motivation you've had. It's never been something positive. It's always, if you don't do this, I'm going to do this to you. And like, you only did that so the bad thing didn't happen. Like, I'm going to be good so I don't get a spank, or whatever. When in reality, when we talk about with health, like if you don't do this challenge here, you're going to die a miserable death. Like that's terrible. Nobody would ever want to do that. But when you talk about if you do implement this and you do make it permanent, think of all the amazing things that are going to happen in your life, the improvement, just the overall quality, the fun times you get to have with your kids or grandkids, the extra time that you're going to have enjoying, laughing, running, being able to do things that maybe you aren't physically capable of doing right now. Just the idea of potential is just so much more motivating than the absence of fear.
So we have to look at where is the opportunity. Mm-hmm. And in our current situation right now, where is the opportunity? This is the best time to be implementing new habits and changes because we're already forced to be uncomfortable. We've already had our schedules flipped upside down. We're already in a state that our kids' schedules are different. Many people are working from home right now.
You guys are watching this online instead of being in front of us at our office. So, I mean, everything is different right now.
Yeah. So if right now we have this margin that we have more time, let's use this to really be implementing changes so that when everything picks back up, we're in a good state of already getting momentum of constant, consistent change. Mm-hmm.
So as we work through this, one other thing that I want to touch on, Erin wrote a note, and I think it's maybe the most powerful thing that I've read in a long time, and I'm only having read it because she wrote it and it's right in front of me. If you're persistent, you'll get it, and if you're consistent, you'll keep it. And that's such a perfect way of thinking because it took a lot of persistence to win this lady over. And it takes a lot of consistency in keeping her. So that is a perfect metaphor for my life, and our health is the same way. I say this literally every Essential Foundation class. If you're not moving towards something, you're moving away from it. Your health, your relationships, your financial goals, everything is a target that you have to constantly pursue. It's not a destination that we have the luxury of getting to. So you have to constantly go after the things that you want and the things that you value. And if you don't, eventually you're going to lose them.
So this challenge,
I feel like I just used a scare tactic of a threat of losing something. You want to keep it, trust me.
so this challenge, we're going to get into what we're going to be implementing with it. And in this, we really want accountability and sharing this journey together. So in the Bold City 2020 group, we are going to encourage everybody to post pictures, videos, post in there, did it, just the things that you're consistently doing, because we want to be a community together, supporting, celebrating the wins that we have, because it is awesome when you do something, you say you're going to do it and you do it. You want to be celebrated for that, because right. There's that component of we get this dopamine release of I did it, and that is going to solidify that upward spiral of us continuing to make positive changes.
Think of all the likes you're going to get when you say
hearts and the
did
likes.
My daily movements. Like you're going to get so many hearts and so many likes and
so much dopamine release.
Yays. So the number one action step, first thing you do in the morning is drink water. We're going to start our day by drinking some water, by hydrating ourselves. Think of how much breathing and respiration happens at night. They say you actually can lose up to like 8 pounds of water while you sleep, whether through sleeping and just natural bodily processes. So we're going to replenish that.
So you're going to wake up, and actually this is going to take some prep work the night before. You're going to, not a lot of prep work, you're going to fill up a glass of water. So
look at this gigantic.
You're going to fill up a glass of water, and you're going to set it next to your bed on your nightstand. So when you wake up, the first thing you do is chug that. So this is the pre-qualification in order to, if you're somebody who likes to have your coffee in the morning, you're going to drink your water first. So we're setting 24 ounces.
24 ounces.
24 ounces of water. You are chugging that before you do anything else.
We're going to make this really fun too. We're going to start the see a chug, send a chug. So you can tag people, you can leave comments, somebody, your friend, somebody that's in our group, send a chug. When they see it, they got to do it too.
We're going to see how fast people can drink 24 ounces of water. We'll add some competition to this. All right, so first thing you're going to do is drink your water.
Okay. Number 2, daily movements. So we shared in the group beginning of April, the April daily movements. That is what we're going to implement every single morning for the rest of the April. In May, we're going to update it. We'll put out some new daily movements, but our April daily movements, we have like 2 weeks left. So the rest of the month, we're going to do the April daily movements. And then in May, we're going to do May's daily movements, June, July. For the rest of the year, we're going to incorporate our daily movements, because it's not about doing something for just a short period of time. It's about creating a new habit and creating some consistency. So we're going to consistently start our day with movement every single morning.
And it's only 5 minutes that those movements should take you. So you're going to be drinking, number 1, your 24 ounces of water. You're going to do your daily movements. And if you have kids, you're going to get them to do these daily movements with you. So if you get up before the kids, get this taken care of on your own. But then have the kids do it when they get up as part of their routine, also working on those daily movements. So for you coffee drinkers, you actually have 2 pre-qualifications. You do your water and then your daily movements, and then you get to enjoy your cup of coffee.
It's not that long. It's
just coffee, 5 minutes. Your coffee's only being held out for 5 minutes, but that's your glorious reward. It's
going to taste so much better anyways. It's going to taste so much better.
All right, the third thing that we're going to be implementing.
We're going to do 25 squats before we pick up our phone, before we turn on the TV, or pick up our tablet. Whatever technology device you consume media through, before you do anything, you're going to do 25 squats.
That's your buy-in for your technology lounging time. So
this is every time you do it. So it's not like, oh, I did my 25 squats and then I get it the rest of the day whenever I want it. It's every time you pick it up. And this is just going to really put into perspective how much we pick up our phone and we just zone out on the little rectangle box of electricity in front of our face.
Yeah, so this isn't if you're gonna like answer a phone call or anything, but this is if you're gonna just lounge, watch a show for a little while, or you're just gonna lounge and like scroll through your news feed. If you're just gonna be kind of lounging, vegging out for a little while, that's when you need to do your buy-in, 25 squats in order to do that. And same thing with the kids. This is gonna be a really fun thing to get them into, is they wanna watch a show, 25 squats, and then they get to watch their show. And they can do it every single time they want to watch another show. So they'll be getting physical activity in between times that they're watching a show or playing their tablets or video games or anything like that.
Their Nintendos. I felt like you said it like a really old person. So
video games.
The other thing that we're going to use as a little kind of pre-qualifier in that statement is when you're watching Netflix or whatever, because let's face it, now you can just flip it on and go. Anytime it asks if you're still watching, you stand up and do your 25
I think every
squats.
new episode that you're gonna watch, you need to get up.
She's
I'm gonna
hardcore.
be a little bit more. If you're gonna watch multiple episodes, get up and do the 25 squats between each episode there.
Watch long episodes. That's what she's saying.
So that's your buy-in for your technology lounging time.
Number 4, we're going to, if you're an adult, drink 10 ounces of water. If you're a child, you're going to drink 6 ounces of water before any snack. Because a lot of times, especially when we are consuming so much technology, our cortisol is going to increase. It is going to increase a stress response that we sometimes dull down with eating. So we mistake boredom or thirst or just a normal bodily function for hunger. We're losing the ability to really distinguish when we're hungry as humans. So before we eat anything, we're going to make sure that we're at least not thirsty by consuming some water.
It's crazy. I did a poll on social media and I asked if people were snacking more during this quarantine time, and everyone's like, yes, I'm just snacking more. It's just out of, a lot of times boredom is when we go get more of the snacks. So you're going to make sure that you are kind of initiating your brain, acknowledging I'm going to drink something, and then am I actually hungry right now, or am I just doing this out of a habit of something that I am just used to doing right now.
And then number 5, the last one, you're going to add 5 minutes of gratitude somewhere in your day. This could be a first thing in the morning. You could start your day with gratitude. Like as soon as you wake up, you drink your water, do your daily movements, and then you write the things that you're grateful for. One of the things you're grateful for could be that you're done with your daily movements. Or you could do this at the end of the day. I know for us personally, the end of the day gratitude is a huge way that we can reflect personally. Dr. Aaron's been spending a lot of time looking at the sunset, getting that transition of cortisol and serotonin switch to prep for the end of the day by watching the sun transition, watching the color in the sky go from blue to orange to eventually dark purple black is a huge physiological benefit to doing that. So for her, the gratitude and reflection time is most impactful at the end of the day. And this could really be a matter of preference. It's like prayer. There's no right or wrong time to do it. You're just doing it and doing it the time that's most personal for you. So whenever you find the opportunity to express gratitude and reflect on the things that you're truly blessed to have, there's no wrong answer for that. So just pick a time where you can get 5 minutes of just quiet reflection and thinking on the things and the people that you're grateful to have in your life.
And you can do this with your kids during breakfast. You can just have a conversation. Hey, let's all just share something that we're grateful for. You could do it at nighttime when, we do it when we tuck the kids and we in bed and we say prayers. Then we ask them, like, what are some things that you're grateful for that happened today or just in general? And I think now this is a really powerful time for us to focus on gratitude because there is so much fear and uncertainty and just so much that's happening right now that we can lose focus on what's important. And that's my prayer for everybody coming out of this crazy situation, is that the things that are important are what we really see out of this.
Yeah.
That everything has kind of just been shut down, halted, stopped. So now we have the ability and the opportunity to really see what's important. What do I really care about in my life? We've had a lot of families saying, we've actually been able to have dinner together with the kids because we're not running around to all these extracurricular activities. So, really put into perspective, like, what is important for us to pick back up when the time comes for us to do it? And what are we okay with letting go? What new things do we want to be implementing together as a family? So gratitude is extremely important to teach our kids that during times, of uncertainty, we always have things that we can be grateful for.
So one of the amazing things about this challenge is that you're not the only person doing it. This is something that we're going to be doing personally. Our team's going to be doing. All of our patients at Bold City. It's something that you can invite your family and friends to do along with you. You guys being current patients in the office, you have access to the group, you have access to us and that extra level of accountability, but you can absolutely incorporate family members and friends that don't come here, whether they're in a different city, in a different state, they go to a different office, or they don't go to a chiropractor at all, they can still do this. You guys just have private access to us personally in the group. And another really amazing thing about this challenge is that our great friends in South Carolina are doing the same challenge with their patients as well. So it's not just people in Jacksonville. You already have a head start of amazing people that are already doing this challenge as well. We're just going to be doing it along with them because it's such an amazing idea.
Yeah, we're really excited for everyone to just get change going in their lives. And I think this is going to be a fun thing. We're excited to see all the pictures and videos and everybody doing this together. We're going to be doing some of our family workouts. We're going to be sharing those live on the Bold City 2020 page. So you guys can do them with us. We can't, be together with a lot of people, but I think technology, the blessing is we can still spend time together and still do life together. So we're going to take advantage of social media and, really pull our Bold City family together right now. And let's all look at raising healthy families together. And for our patients who have just been empowered, I think the coolest thing that we've heard during this kind of scary time, this fear time for everybody, I've heard over and over with patients that they're so thankful for the knowledge that they have been able to implement and for the health that they have right now so they don't have to be in fear. We've had people who are no longer diabetic, that are no longer on blood pressure medications, that no longer take steroids or immune suppressants, that would have been in the high-risk group that are no longer there right now.
Yeah.
And the concern that we have, some of those patients shifting to is they're so happy for themselves that they're not in that high-risk group, but then they've got a friend or a family member or, someone in their life who is in a high-risk group. And they're concerned for them right now. And what I want to give you an opportunity to think about is get really strong in your commitment and your consistency in the lifestyle changes and show how important health is. And when this all settles down and life starts to get back, I want you to take that person by the hand and lead them and get them to make some of these changes with you so they can be in the same place and they can overcome disease. They can not be in the high risk group anymore. They can experience health and vitality and reclaim their quality of life. It's such an empowering thing to be able to share that with other people. And then the next time this comes around, because there will always be pandemics, they happen every few years. The next time that this happens, they don't have to be in a high risk group anymore. We get to have that empowerment of knowing that our body was created to heal. We are self-healing. That is what God made us to do, but we got to make sure that we're doing our part in that process.
It's going to be such a great challenge. I look forward to seeing everything that you guys share and tag us in. One thing to look forward to this weekend, we're going to share one of our kids' obstacle course. Literally, if you have a piece of chalk and a driveway, you can do this along with your kids. It's a really amazing, super fun way that you can get your kids moving outside, spending some time outdoors, just doing some fun things. So we're going to share some of the ideas that we do with this obstacle course, and it's going to be a great one. So love you guys.
Love you guys.